It's been about a year since I've made that infamous video on how Amy has been characterized over the years up until now. A lot has happened in between that time gap. My subscriber count has reached to 2,000, then 3,000. I dropped out of Sonic Twitter, which was and still is the best thing I've ever done in my life. Have Amy fans learned their lessons yet about people having different standards than them? Nah, of course not. Are you crazy? That would be in a perfect world, which won't ever happen. To this day, I'm still getting comments from whiny Sonic fans that claim they understand the writing of a character more than the officials themselves, which is only 50% true. Looking back at that video, admittedly, I'm not all that fond of it. Much like how poorly translated Frontiers was in both the US and Japan, my translation of the way I viewed Amy was pretty rough around the edges. Also, what the fuck was up with my weird pronunciation issues back at that point in time?
What I do hate is how fans treat her shift in characterization like it's such a big deal that they feel the need to call it misogynistic.
As mentioned, a year has passed since that video released, which now has captivated over 14,000 viewers, by the way. Now I'm seizing this chance to clarify my statements, address your responses, whether you watched it or not, and now truly understand the Amy fans. Meaning we'll be taking a look at the comments and tweets I received from the video and see if I've gotten any threats and insults over a fictional character. But for legal reasons, I must include the fact that this video isn't meant to harass or target anyone specifically, just me being jokey with this glorious fandom. I must warn you though, we are about to enter the Sonic fandom, and it may spontaneously combust from cringe. I strongly recommend you get your hazmat suits ready. Join me in this crucial discussion. Let's do it. We're diving headfirst into the YouTube comment section, sorting by newest, because that's where the comedic gold and occasional existential dread resides. In Adventure 1, she showed that she can be in love with Sonic and have her own adventure. Amy Adventure, Now that's a game I'd play. But how about Amy Heroes, Amy 06, Amy Unleashed, Amy in the Secret Rings, Amy in the Black Knight? Now she's gonna spread her love around the world like she became a Jehovah's Witness or something? Gee, it's almost like they're trying to have the characters engage themselves with the theming of the story, like them literally witnessing a death after a reunion. Then again, there is one thing I've learned, and that's the Sonic cast isn't really the kind you can change to fit a story narrative. But if it were only done for one game, then I'd say it's good enough, whether it stuck the landing or not. You're free to have your own opinion, and I respect it, but I feel like you blow some of these issues a little out of proportion. Try telling that to the fandom and returning with both your arms and legs intact. Why do we hold her specifically to real-world standards? Because in that case, Sonic is a terrorist and a terrible role model for an 8-year-old child. Not sure where the hell you got that narrative from, but I assure you, sir, it's not that deep. Hell, it doesn't take the brain of Tails to realize that the way Sonic handles things is mostly with heroic intent in mind. Plus, it's who he is as a character. He lets his actions speak for him. If you make Amy a "I don't need Sonic anymore," then you just have Miss Marvel. Also, what does Amy mean by "I'm going to share my love with the world"? My guess is that it's one of those scenarios where you're supposed to draw your own conclusion as to what she means, which this franchise is no stranger to doing. I'm no longer in belief of Boom Amy or Frontiers Amy being her best usages in the franchise nearly as much anymore, if not at all. I just let the pros take control of what they want the company to do with their characters, pretending that they'll actually listen. Damn, Sonic has got that nice view, I see. Blonder, my guy. She's a 12-year-old minor, aka a kid. Then again, by that logic, Sonic is 15, but still, show some dignity.
Actually, they removed the aging from all these characters.
I don't give a flying fox. However old these characters were in the past will always be how old they are now. It's not Sega, it's not Ian, none of that. It's us. We are the problem. We all want Amy to be our vision, however we imagine. Now, we are paying the price for it. Couldn't have said it better myself. Next! I do appreciate how this argument and how most people believe of what Amy's character should be is more developed and understood. Thank you for this video. I don't know, the sentence says acceptance, but reading it out loud makes it sound like sarcasm. I'll just pray to the gods that it's the former. I am not ready for certain fans to call Amy an obnoxious woke girl boss when Sonic 4 comes out, like how they bitched and moaned about Peach in the Super Mario Bros. Movie for not being a damsel in distress and also wearing pants? No words for that one. How is Amy's character in Frontiers better than in SA1 or even SA2? Okay, here's the thing. There's something called bias, which is the mode I was stuck on during the 2 years of Frontiers' release. One thing that remained the same was me believing her usage in SA1 is when Amy's character works the most. As for her usage in SA2, I'm not sure how to feel about that now, since it's a bit difficult to understand the POV of an adventure/dark era Sonic fan. Most of that hate bias came from the awkward fact that I've watched the Sonic X adaptation of SA2 before seeing the cutscenes from Adventure 2 itself. Nowadays, I try my best not to let too much of my bias get in the way of when I'm either critiquing or praising something. You all should do the same. Thinking about it now, what I should have done with that video was make it mostly focused on attempting to reason, or at least put most of the aggressive Amy Glazers in their place. Maybe at some point in the future, I'll make a remake of that video and actually do a proper analysis on Amy's character, but for now, y'all get this. Okay, tangent over, back to the comments. Except she was never a psycho fangirl. I don't know, man. Even if she wasn't gonna do anything to cream with that hammer, some people may find it overkill. Screw you, hardware limitations. Being a damsel in distress does not discredit them as a character. True, but part of the reason why her getting kidnapped in SA1 got a pass was because she escaped on her own by changing Gamma's mind, or at least that's what others want us to think. If only a certain other beloved female character could do that more often than once. What about both? Because we can't have nice things, now can we? I do not want Amy here. Say that on Sonic Twitter and you won't be here. Play the games in Japanese with corrected subtitles. That's all I have to say. Okay, I'll change the dialogue of Frontiers to Japanese, if that's what you mean. You are ignoring the context here. Sonic left her with Eggman. She had every right to beating his ass. Around this time, I didn't understand the full context of the scene since I haven't played Riders in a hot minute. It's pronounced misogynistic. I'm ashamed I even left that in by this point. Sometimes I watch these videos to remember that people who hate Amy exist. Do I even need to say it? Here's the one comment I've been looking for the most. Sorry, but the thumbnail is already a huge turnoff for me. Judging a book by its cover, I see. But I'll give it a pass since, again, this video is kinda dumb looking back on it now. Also cause I was a follower for this person on Twitter back when I still used it. I want her to move on from Sonic TBH. This comment only stood out to me because of that PFP I keep seeing everywhere after people thought YouTube was gonna screw itself over again. And that's all the YouTube comments that caught my eye the most. Not the worst batch of fans I ran into since a lot of them were mostly civil, but we're about to witness the bottom of the barrel as we head on over to the bird's place. Let's get this over with. I can't even think of any jokes to go along with the transition. The replies that we'll be taking a look at are from this tweet that basically promotes my video even if the person who made it won't agree. Thankfully, there are only 17 comments with not that many quote retweets, so this shouldn't take too long. And I will not be showing any of the names or PFPs of the people I'm responding to since I have a no free promotion policy on this channel, minus the ones I did earlier. I've been noticing the people who claim to not care about Amy as a character always try to talk on her, and I mean, they're allowed to have said opinion, but it has way less value due to them not even liking Amy as a character to begin with. Lol. You say that like I'm one of those people. Plus, there's no logic in making a video about a character you don't care for, but that doesn't stop some fans out there. It's funny how people tend to think that Amy fans want her character to revolve around Sonic 100% of the time, but no, we just want her original traits to be balanced. I'd understand immediately if that's what I was told as soon as the characterization for her became a hot topic, but nope, we have petty drama to start first, it seems. Let me guess, men made this video too?
What's that supposed to mean?
Moving on. That thumbnail absolutely smells. Oh yeah, that's because while I was making it, I sprayed some of your mom's perfume on it as a finishing touch. But I mean, you live in the Sonic fandom, so it can't get any worse than that, I'm afraid. But I'll admit it, this thumbnail, a total lie, my bad. It's about as accurate as a weather forecast. But I'm too lazy to change it, so whatever, it's staying. This comment here is saying something that'll surely get on the nerves of Amy fans, but one of the replies is mentioning how Amy wanting to marry Sonic is a gag joke that we're not supposed to take seriously. But if that's supposed to be the case, then what's the purpose of these disputes? Video wasn't too bad, except for saying that Boom Amy is her best version. Then I guess that considers my video flawless now, since that's no longer my thoughts on her Boom counterpart. How ass is the video though? I'm not watching it, I wouldn't know. I don't waste my time on stuff I know would annoy me. but you bothered sharing the existence of it on your page, so you might as well finish the job. No offense, of course, but when you do stuff like this, you'll be hearing nothing but the sound of my laugh for 8 minutes. Dog, this video is so ass. This comment made me remember how people on Twitter always forced that sort of hip/popular high school student personality. It's cringe, but funny at the same time. But now let's end this off with some quote retweets. Surely I'll still have a few brain cells left after this. They did the classic, let the girl character be more than a stereotypical fangirl too, aka what she never was. I immediately hung up the phone, like WTF are you on about right now, bro? With a period and not a question mark. There's nothing constructive. Yeah, welcome to the Sonic fanbase, you goof. 2 replies to this tweet stood out to me. First one, we got this user who's calling me a man who decides what a girl can or can't be. Yeah, I don't know either. The second one is calling my thoughts negative bias 2000s Amy while praising IDW and Boom Amy. Keep in mind that nowhere in the video did I mention anything about her portrayal in IDW. Last one. Yeah, the moment the guy in the video said you could replace Amy with anyone else and it wouldn't make a difference in reference to the Shadow and Amy SA2 scene, that's when I checked out. That take is just so blatantly wrong. While I understand that Amy was able to reason with Shadow because she was kind-hearted much like Maria, she didn't do all that much in the game prior, which could have one to think that nothing could have changed during that moment. That could have been solved if either they did a bit more research like I could have done, or if SA2 was a better developed game. Maybe it does need a remake. One thing I learned from my Twitter days was that more often than not, it was always the users that had nice characters as their profile pics that do the most shit talking.
Amy PFPs, a problem. Peach PFPs, yikes. Those kind of people also happen to have over 1,000 followers, which goes without saying as to how much they care about being civil. Also, for legal reasons, not every user who had one of their favorite characters as their PFPs were evil, per se. That kind of behavior seems to get the users rewarded, which is nothing more than depressing. It's important to have discussions for a character or a piece of media in general, but if someone were to become racist about it,
fuck this shit, I'm out.
Am I sorry for having my own preferences on a fictional character? Nope, not one bit. But am I sorry for not being as clear as I could have been with how I viewed her character along with accepting other people's opinions? Sure, I guess so. I still stand by some of what I mentioned about Amy in that video. However, I acknowledge and regret the lack of clarity in expressing my views and respecting differing opinions. With that said, we're done. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go take a nap. Comment, like, subscribe if you want, I don't care.